Hello, hello. Hi, and happy World Card Making Day. Let's see, we already have some people joining us. Welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us today. And I want to thank Catherine and Scrapbooking Cards Today magazine for having me. I'm Michelle, owner of Pink and Maine, and I'm super excited and honored to be here and to do some creating with you. After all, it's World Card Making Day, so what better thing to do than to fill it with some card making? And we're going to be making some shiny cards and using some stencils to make them colorful. And it's going to be super simple and easy, and I hope you enjoy. So I will go ahead and head down to the table and we will get started. Welcome to everyone that's joining. I just wanted to share, just for you guys, I did a little last minute coupon code, and this is the code up here written on my little note, and you can save 15% over at pinkandmaine.com this weekend, today and tomorrow. Just a little something for you guys. So as I mentioned, I'll leave that where you can see it, but maybe we'll get it out of the way there. We're going to be making some shiny foiled cards, and we're going to be doing some stenciling too. So a couple years ago, we launched a foiling line at Pink and Maine, and it's not the hot foil plates type of foiling, it's toner based. So we have hundreds and hundreds of foilables, what we call our toner printed designs, and we have almost 100 colors and styles and varieties of foils that you can add to the foilables. So super fun. We're going to be using our Fall Greetings foilable sheets today, and it's a set of 8 nice little simple already card designs. They're 8.5 by 5.5. So all you do is simply cut this design down the center, and you have 2 card panels ready to go. So the 4 designs that are in here, you're going to see wherever it's printed in black is where the foil is going to stick. So this one, the background will foil, so you have all the designs that will stay white unless you color them. And you get 2 of each design. There's 4 designs and you get 2 of each in the package. This one has a few line art designs and then a few that are filled in. So those will foil wherever you see the black, like I mentioned. This one will foil the entire design. And then this one is just a line art, so just the lines will foil. Okay, that's our Fall Greetings foilable sheets. I'll quickly just kind of show you the ones that we're going to be creating. We've got this one here. And I'm going to change this one up a little bit. I used our Waterfall Gold, which is a beautiful gold pattern with like a watery look to it. But after I used it and did my stenciling, I thought it kind of overpowered my image a little bit too much. So for today, we're going to use a different foil, and then we can compare, and you can see how sometimes using different foils will give you different looks, but it's still a really pretty card, I think. Here we're going to do the one that foils the whole image, but we're going to do it in 2 different foils. And then we're going to do this panel, and this one, it foils the outline and then the pumpkins. And I used our Sparkle Orange for this one. So let's get started and do our foiling first. We want to do foiling before we color with our inks. That's best. So I've got my Pink and Maine mini ink machine. You can also use a laminator. Excuse me. And the ink machine is just a good foiling machine. It gets the right temperature, the right pressure inside. We use either number 2 or number 3 for our foilables. If you have any questions at all as we go, just highlight or make the word question really bold and ask your question. I'll be sure to try to look out for it and answer anything I can. Oh, Barbara, hello from Palmetto. We're in Palmetto. We're in Florida. We're in Palmetto, Florida. We're doing fall cards. It does not feel like fall in Florida. I took my dog to the vet last week, and they had pumpkins and fall leaves hanging. And I said, is it really time for pumpkins and fall leaves? It just, when it's 90 degrees outside, it just doesn't quite feel like it's ready for pumpkins and leaves, but it is. So these foilable sheets, as well as some others that we have in our line, we've created coordinating stencils. I just wanted to quickly say that's how we're going to color our foilables once we foil them. So our ink machine is ready to foil. The 3 lit up green, it's not blinking anymore. So we'll just go through and we're going to foil our 3 different panels. Lisa, I don't think it ever feels like fall in Florida, except maybe first thing in the morning before the sun comes up. It has been a little bit cooler here in the mornings. That's how we know it's fall. It's in the 70s instead of the 80s in the morning. Okay, so I've got my foilable, and I'm just going to dust it off. I like to dust off my foilables. We have a foil dusting brush, or you can use a soft microfiber cloth, just something that is clean, and we want to eliminate any dust or debris off of that panel because we don't want it to interfere with the foil sticking to the design. So for this one I said we're going to use 2 different color foils. So I've got Vintage Red, which is this really cool, it looks distressed. It's got like a silver background, but it's got like oranges, yellows, and reds all distressed through there. We're going to do the image at the top with that. So I'm going to cover the image at the top and leave my fall greetings exposed. And for my fall greetings, I want to do that in our penny, which is a really pretty copper. So the foils can overlap because they don't stick to each other. They only stick to the toner. So I'm going to carefully put this in the folder, and I'm going to check it one more time just to make sure that we get the sentiment covered with the penny copper and the image with the vintage red. Okay. '83 in southeastern Michigan, so I guess it doesn't feel like fall there either, does it? But there's something about fall crafting and card making. Just you sit inside and look out and just pretend that it's cozy, and it's fun to do the colors that the leaves should be changing. Just let this run through the machine. Just takes a few seconds. I'm going to remove the panel and the foil from my transfer folder, but you want to wait till it's cool before you do what is my favorite parts, the peel and reveal. You want the panel to be cool. And I'll tell you why. Toner ink is like a plastic. It's ground up plastic is the easiest way to describe it. and it actually melts onto your paper when it runs through the printer and is printed. And then what we're doing when we run it through the ink machine is we're melting that ink again, and that allows the foil to stick to it. So now that it's cooled, we can peel and reveal. Ooh. See, we've got our pretty copper fall greetings. And then our nice little fall pumpkins and sunflowers in that vintage red. So see, this is ready to go. We can attach this to our card, and we've got a beautiful shiny fall card to give to someone. We also, you never want to throw away your foil negatives, and I put it here on the table so you can kind of see the design that's in the foil or removed from the foil. You can foil a solid toner sheet, and I'll show you that in just a moment, and you can make like 2 for 1 with 1 piece of foil. All right, let's move on to our next panel. So the next one we're going to do is the one where the pumpkins and the little flowers are going to foil. Just want to dust that off real quick. I apologize if you hear the dog barking in the background. That's Echo. He always alerts us as someone's coming to the store. All right, and so the foil goes on top of the foilable pretty side up, always pretty side up. So I'm using Sparkle Orange, and we'll run that through. You want to put your transfer folder straight and even through the ink machine so it doesn't get caught in there. And I kind of support it with my fingers underneath just to make sure it goes through nice, straight, and even. Hey Linda, hey Judy, some of my local friends are here. That's exciting. We have lots of colored toner sheets. Used to, you could only get black toner sheets, so everything you put your negative foil to had to have a black background. And we have come out with lots of colors. So you have color options, but we also have white toner sheets, and we have silver toner sheets as well. And those are fun to give you lots of different options. All right, next, while I wait for my panel with the Sparkle Orange to cool, we're gonna foil the last one. And this one is gonna foil the background of the design. And this is the one I decided to change the foil, so I'm using Fairy Wings Peach, which is kind of a peachy holographic foil. That's the word I was looking for. So we'll run that through. Now this panel is ready to peel and reveal. All right. Again, we have another design in our foil that we can put on a toner sheet. So we'll save that for later. There's our sparkly orange pumpkins. All right, we'll take out our last panel here. I'm going to slide this. All right, this one is cool enough to peel now. There we go. So there, it's got that nice peach tone to it, but a little bit holographic. Super sparkly. I love that. Okay. So this one is the one I want to use the negative foil piece to show you how you can put that on a different toner sheet. So you want a solid toner sheet to foil a negative foil piece. So I've gotten a card size panel here. This is from our Ombre Set 1 foilable panels, and it has 8 different colors in this ombre look. So it looks like an ink blended background, something you spent some time ink blending, right, from dark to light. But it's toner printed, so the foil is going to adhere to that toner. So we just put the foil on there pretty side up, and we put it back in our transfer folder to run through the ink machine. I always flip to the back to line up my piece because it's a little easier to see on the back side than the front. My panel is slightly smaller than the panel we first foiled, so I'm just making sure I get it on there where the whole design will foil. Foiling is so much fun, it really is. And once you get started, it's just kind of addicting. And all the choices that are out there for foiling, you definitely have lots of options. And that's what we try to do. When we came out with the foiling, I said, we're just going to give lots and lots of options, because if you're going to invest in a machine and the foils, you need lots of options of things to foil. All right, we're letting this cool, and then peel and reveal. So now I've used the entire piece of foil here. Of course, if you're really careful with your foils and you don't like to waste even a bit, you can use these edges for like sentiments or things like that. But we've used that entire piece there. And look at this. So you've got that ombre background and then the beautiful foiled design on top of it. And we've got 2 card panels with 1 piece of foil. Oh, my pal Lorraine is here too. Hey, Lorraine. Okay, so we're done with our foiling. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the ink machine. Has a little hum to it, so now a little less noise. I keep my transfer folder right underneath there because it's clear and it's easy to lose. I always know where it's at. So I have my fall greetings stencils, and you can definitely use these stencils without the foilables because it makes the entire design. So you could actually just take a card panel and do all the stenciling, and you would have a stencil design without the foilable. So you can use the stencils without that. I have one of our low tack crafty mats that I'm going to put my card panels on just to kind of hold them in place while we're stenciling. I'm going to try to do them both at the same time. I think everyone needs to foil. It just bumps your cards up a notch. There's just something about it, and it really, when you give it to someone and they can't believe that you did it yourself. It just adds one of those wow factors. So it doesn't really matter which stencil you start with. You just pick your colors that you're going to use and you start stenciling. There's 2 stencils to the set, and there's 4 sections. So each stencil has two sections on it. So kind of like 4 card panels, you could say. So I'm going to start with the browns. And I'm going to use our ink dauber wands. You can use your favorite blending brush. I really like these for stenciling, especially in small areas. And just keep them in this little pencil box because they get ink on the end, so they can be a little messy. I think I have one for, just make sure we have one for the colors that we're using. And to do this, I just picked up out of my stash. I'm using some Pink and Main inks and some others that are just in my stash because I wanted a light brown as well as a dark brown, a light yellow and a dark yellow, some orange. Okay, so let me get myself set up here. All right, things are about to get inky here. So I'm just going to line my stencil up on this right hand panel here. Oops. And you probably want to tape it down so it doesn't shift while you're working with it. I'm going to be a bit of a rebel and just hold it. So I think I'm going to, let's see how much, sometimes there's ink left from other projects, so I just tap on scratch paper to make sure. There is not. I'm going to start with my light brown, and these are so simple and easy. You just tap them into your ink pad and then tap them onto the area that you want to color with your stencil. So I'm starting with my light brown. And this area of the stencil also has some flowers, but I'm going to avoid those flowers because I don't want them to be brown. But if you've got like a small blending brush or something like these ink daubers, you can easily avoid, they're far enough apart. All right, so we start with the light brown, and then I'm just going to lightly tap into the dark brown and just give it a little shading, like towards the bottom of the center of the flower. Just make it a little darker. I'm also going to do that at the base of the pumpkin stem. And the base of this flower. I'm going to tap off some of that dark and then just go back into the light a little bit and blend it together a little. Nothing too difficult. Just like that. So now we have, uh-oh, I'm losing my, there I am. One of my cameras is going crazy. Okay, here it's coming back. You can put acetate through the foil machine. What is going on with my camera? And then the other one is upside down. Oh my goodness. Aren't technical issues fun? I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think someone's coming to help me unplug and plug the camera back in. It's the connection with the camera. I apologize. I look up above and the camera looks perfect, but the connection to the computer, I apologize. I don't mean to be flashing here. I'm just going to turn it on myself. I'll just talk to you for a moment. I'm so sorry. We'll get that other camera back in just a moment. It's still flipping a little bit. We're gonna unplug it and plug it back in. Is it that one? No, that was the other one. Here we go. That's me. Okay, and then we need to do the other one. So sorry. Sometimes it takes just a second for it to come back up. All right, let's see. No, it's still flipping. I'm not sure. Here, let's go to this one. We'll try one more time. I apologize. I'm not sure why it's... Oh, thank you. Although it's more like spring, isn't it? With bright flowers. Okay. So now let's make sure everything. We'll try. Maybe we need some new cables. All right. Oh. Okay. I don't think the system likes when you unplug and plug. Oh, goodness. I don't know if I can do that. I'm not sure. I don't think I can. I don't think I can do that. Okay, we've plugged back in, but we're still... Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Let's see. I may try to... I wonder if I can leave... Does anyone know if I can leave the live video and come back in? I've never had this kind of problem before. I'm so sorry. Okay, it keeps going. It keeps flipping back and forth. On eCam, I cannot come back in. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. All right. I'm going to try one more time. see. Can you try turning the camera off and then turning it back on? We'll try it. It goes and then okay, I've turned it off. Okay, it's trying to find it, so maybe you can turn it back on. Okay, we're gonna try unplugging it. We've turned it off. We're gonna plug it back in. And then we'll turn the camera back on. I am so sorry. All right, camera's coming back on. The connection to it, it still is just not good. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I don't know. If it's going to catch up and move with me here. Let's see. Hi Jamie, hi Jeff and Misty, everyone that's joining in, I apologize. We're having issues with my camera and the connection. We have tried. Oh no, I don't want you to remember upside down, Michelle. It's stable, but it's not moving because I'm actually still moving. It's just not, it's not showing anything that I'm doing. Why don't you try unplug it one more time and plug it in since we restarted the camera. Oh, upside down me. I'll flip back to me. Okay. Can I make a new scene and add that camera to that scene? Let's see. And now I am so sorry. Okay. So it's working, but it's not. I don't know how to create a new scene. I wish I knew more about eCam. I apologize. Let's see. New scene 3. There's that. Oh, goodness. I do apologize, but I'm not sure if I'm looking. I'm going to see. A new empty scene. How do I? I'm not sure why it's stuck. I do apologize, everybody. I really hate when this happens. It doesn't happen very often. There we go. There's me. No, I'm sorry this is happening. So this is what we've done so far. We blended just the brown. And I think I'm just going to show you again the cards that, how they turn out. Let's see. I'm going to reach them over here. Oh wait, Kathy's got some help for me. In the empty scene, click on source at the top of the menu, and then you have your camera switcher up. You can click on the table cam, I think. In the empty scene. That's that scene. That's this scene. Click on the source. Okay, if we go blank. I don't think that worked. Okay. I don't think my camera is communicating to eCam anymore without resetting the eCam and everything, and I do apologize. I do apologize. We did get some foiling done. I don't want to waste any more of your time just staring at me looking at my screen or talking about problems. But I will, just gathering my cards here. Okay, here we are. I'm just going to show you our cards again. I can't even get, I don't know how to get this one to, I can't get this one to close up anymore, and usually I can just slide it and it will close, you know, zoom in. So this is the one we did the vintage red and the copper. And then we have one that we did with the sparkle orange. And again, we would have just stenciled all those different colors with the stencil. Our gold panel here. I did the orange pumpkins and the yellow sunflowers. And then this is the one that we did with the negative foil. And I just want to thank you again so much for bearing with me. I apologize about the technical issues. We'll try to get these resolved so it won't happen again. I hope you have a wonderful World Card Making Day. You enjoy the rest of the day. I think Megan is coming up next. I'm sure she has lots of fun planned for you. Thank you again. I always like to say, until I see you again, keep living the creative life. Thank you again for your kindness. I appreciate it. You'll have a wonderful weekend.